Hey guys, welcome back to Kuma Style Review. So, it is Grail time in the form of the Hot Toys Diecast War Machine. This is the Mark 1. So, in order, we've got the Diecast Mark 1, Mark 2, this is the Iron Man 3 version, as well as the Mark 3 from Civil War. Now, you can see the size discrepancy between the two and the others. We just reviewed the two, I believe it was yesterday. Been on kind of a roll with these, but this is the same height, just under 13 inches, about 12 and a quarter, where this is 12 and a half. Actually, let's look at that again. I think that's 12 and 3/4. This is 12 and a quarter, so about a ½ inch in between this and the other two. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Knocking out that comparison there just to get this out of the way. There's a lot of cool stuff with the Mark 1. I'm really hoping to remember it all. So let's go ahead and get this review started. Okay, so we got the intro knocked out. We got the comparison knocked out to some of the other Iron Man figures and things like that. If you got a ruler, 12 and 3/4 inches, you can compare it with any 1/6 scale figure you want or any other figure that your ruler can measure. So, alright, before we get started, I'm going to take a look at his accessories here. You saw the stand in the back. But this one is actually loaded in comparison to the other Iron Men as well as War Machines that I've had. I'm actually going to raise the camera up here so you guys can see this a little bit better. Make sure it's tight. Now, hands-wise, it's pretty standard. He's got open hands, articulated hands, and a salute hand. But it's when it comes to the battle damage stuff to where he really cleans up. It's not just a change out of a chest or maybe a swap of an arm, but he's got a shoulder piece. He's got a whole upper torso rather than just a chest. Shoulder piece, back piece, his back thrusters, one of his forearm pieces, a battle damage mask, of course. Even his turret in the back, battle damage. Of course, it comes with the Don Cheeto unmasked face as well, and they both use the same faceplates, so don't worry. You saw the battle damage mask over there. The clean one, same one that's on this face right here. That's what we got. So giving you guys a roundabout. Go ahead and clip his gun up. I was playing with the lights. Just a beautiful piece. Definitely my favorite suit to look at. And it's cool because it's such a throwback to the comics and stuff. It's just nice. War Machine is actually my favorite Marvel hero, period. So that's why I've been going so crazy with collecting War Machines. If you guys notice, even with Sentinel and stuff like that, I pretty much try to collect them all if I can. So looking at the articulation here. The head does do the sliding back and forth thing. This one's just a little bit more tight. You can see how the head comes off, pops off at the ball joint. My man. So you could slide it up. It's pretty tight. But there you go, 360. There's some movement where the neck meets that clavicle area as well, but obviously the neck's thick, so it's not going to do like a bunch of 360 and stuff like that. The shoulders actually have a hinge. They come off on ball joints, so they can move well out of the way. 360 at the shoulders, pops in with the ball joint in there. Now unfortunately, the butterfly on these, it has a little bit of butterfly, but not a lot. It doesn't do like the Mark III to where it just plain comes out and gives you that extended butterfly. So it stinks because his arms, his biceps are really thick, so when it comes to the cross and stuff like that, you can't really do it. Now looking at the bicep swivel, still 360, even though really thick armor, which is cool. Alright, double jointed. No need for the pullout or anything like that. It doesn't do it. No movement in the forearms or anything like that. Like normal. Hands on ball joints, so you get what you get out of that. Now the waist, naturally, no extension or anything like that. All the twist is at this upper part. Now we'll go ahead and extend it. It's just one piece, so not the double click like some of the newer ones. But it does get a good amount of ab crunch back bend, but that the swivel is still on that upper part there. Now, looking at the thighs, these two pieces on the skirt do flip up right there, which is pretty cool. So without any kind of extension, these are pretty tight. Good amount of forward swing, back swing. Now let's take a look. Were those actually extended? Those were actually brought down already. So my bad. That's what they look like up. So now let's do it up a lot more limited. I was about to say. Alright. Thigh swivel, it's there, but of course thigh armor kind of blocking that. Double jointed knees. Cool stuff. And in case I forget, this piece comes off just to reveal some of the undersides. A decent amount of ankle tilt. They marked it at about 30 degrees in the instructions. Downwards, upwards, and that foot. That you saw, the front of the foot moves down. Whoop. Make sure you're standing up straight. This is a heavy figure, so make sure you've got a brace when you're moving them around. Now, taking a look at the gimmicks on the figure, we'll start with the lights first. So for this one, it's not just a pop at the head. I have to pop it up. Just pegs in. Switch. You can see that light's really bright. Boom. Really deep red, which is nice. One thing that's cool about this, the switch is right here. You don't have to take anything off or remove anything. Look how bright that is. It's like an LED flashlight. Now for the ones on his repulsor blasters, just flip. And you can see there as well. Let's go ahead and, even outside of posing and stuff like that, take a look at that. Bright stuff. So let's turn off the lights. See just how bright it is. And you can see the lights are pretty darn bright. Take a look at the alternate helmet here. And just pop this guy on the ball joint, make sure I can find it. Alright. It's a pretty tight fit. That's okay. I'm just taking a step back to the camera, make sure we're in focus there, and we are. And you see, there's his face. And if you want a mask, this pops on. And that cinches it in as well. Magnets up here, down here. Alternate look. You can have it up as well. Not quite the best, but personally, I think it takes a little bit too much fiddling with to really get it up and in the right spot, even though it's not perfect even there, but it's a good head sculpt. Now, as much as I like Don Cheadle, I like my War Machine Mark I to have the lit up eyes. Alright. So this turret, front and back, you can rotate it to either side. Good stuff. So it can move forward and backwards, and this can also move side to side. So really good amount of range there. And that back part that the ammo pegs into, that can be rotated as well, depending on the side that you have it on. So really, really good stuff. We'll also go back to the back on this figure. These pieces down here, they flip out for thrusters, and then there are those thrusters on the side as well. Let's see if I can't get under it a little bit more so you can see. Hopefully you can see it from that angle there. Good stuff. Now in the leg area, again, that exposes some of the inside of the armor. And these flaps move. It even has like little moving hinges and stuff like that on there. Now watch that. It's cool stuff. And it reveals the thrusters down there as well. Now, a couple more huge gimmicks, and this really impressed me. Instead of having to swap pieces for his weaponry, they're actually built into the shoulders. So you kind of press this part down, get this out. Missile launcher. I'm moving to the other side of the figure. Press this down. Start to get this. Now this side's a little bit more tricky. For me, I have to get that gun out of the way. There we go. And then it kind of slid to the back. But if you remember the Iron Man 2 movie, when Rose was talking to the guy about the weapons, he referred to this missile that's called the ex-wife, which really didn't turn out to do much. But that comes as well. And it's removable too, so put it out. There we go. So that as well. Yeah, when he's all armed up, he looks pretty beastly. Alright, and I didn't go through the complete swap and whatnot, just to save some time, but showing you the battle damage. So there's this shoulder piece here, as well as, of course, the mask, broken turret, the mangled up, melted chest. Shoulders got scratches through it now. I did do the two thrusters. I didn't do this part here, reason being is because underneath here there's a little thing you have to flip up. That piece there, and there's a screw that you have to unscrew. So a little bit of work for very minimal results. So kept that clean. And then the inside of that forearm there. So really cool stuff. And they went out of their way to make him look effed up. very movie accurate even. It's awesome. I will say, in terms of fit, finish, and things like that, this one's tops, man. This is the best armor, just in terms of overall what you get in the box. It's big, it's hefty, it's got 1,000,001 parts. Like, damn. I personally haven't touched or even seen an armor that comes with so much stuff and it's just so overall well done, like the gimmicks and stuff like that, man. It's really, really good. And I turned the chest light off just so you can see. It's so bright that it like lens flares and stuff like that. Get that off just so you guys can see what it looks like underneath. Pretty cool stuff. And then to put this on and off, there's a spring back here, so you get it in place, get that on, and then it locks. There it is. Battle damaged roadie, if you're into that. Okay, I'm gonna end this on my one and only pose. I mean, him, one knee, repulsor blasting, guns out. That's War Machine to me, man. Like, just ready to go, armed to the teeth. And if you hear thunder, that's thunder. It's really bad. If you hear little clicks, it's my doggo coming up to me because I am his thunder buddy. But anyway, this has been a review for the Hot Toys Diecast War Machine Mark I from his appearance in Iron Man 2. Absolutely incredible piece. Now, having all three of the released Diecast War Machine suits so far, which one's my favorite? It's a hard one because this is really good. It comes with accessories galore. The weapon gimmicks and things like that are awesome. They're fun, but I'm big on posing. I really like neat things implemented in terms of engineering, articulation, etc., etc., and the Mark III takes it for me. Even though I like this suit infinitely, well, I'm not even going to say infinitely better because the Mark III is a really good looking suit in itself. I do like this one better. It's very nostalgic for me. I think it's the best looking costume so far in the movies overall. But the Mark III, just playing with that thing is incredible. The ranges of motion that it can get and things like that. Just the extending waist, the drop down hips, and I mean this has those things, but not to the extent of that one. The Mark III takes a lot of what this implemented and really takes it to a whole other level. And it's one of those things where you have to really play with both of them for it to even make sense of what I'm saying, because it's not a good to bad thing. It is a great to just a little bit more great thing, you know? All awesome toys. Glad to have them all. This is a grail piece for me, even more so than the Mark III, even though the Mark III was more impressive. I am extremely happy to have this because this is one of those pieces I never thought I'd own. Anyway, this has been another Kuma review with these videos. Per usual, like, share, subscribe, appreciate your support, and check out the full written review, breakdown, article, gallery, all that stuff on kumastyle.com. Link will be in the description. See you next time.